Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keith, and I'm here to preview what is going to be the biggest game in Ottawa Redblacks history. In the 2 years that the Ottawa Redblacks have been here and all of the games they've played, nothing is going to be as big as tomorrow's game, the Eastern Final, where they take on the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Last year when football came back to Ottawa, there were a lot of naysayers. Would football last? Would it work? Been there, done that. It always fails. Well, little did they know that we had the best ownership group who came in, not only in their first year won the Commissioner's Award at the CFL Awards, put butts in seats, sold out every game last year. Now this year we took a team that went from 2 wins and 16 losses to 12 wins and 6 losses. They finished first in the East and they are now 1 game away from going to the Grey Cup. Everybody seemed to have counted out the Ottawa Redblacks coming into this year. Henry Burris, the man who proves that 40 is the new 20, wasn't even ranked in the top 40 of the top 50 players in the CFL when they did the survey at the beginning of the year. And I'm not trying to take shots at those people who put the survey together. If you're looking at a team that had only won 2 games the previous year, chances are you weren't going to look at this guy and say, yeah, he's going to be one of the top players in the league. But you know what? He is one of the top players in the league. He is the Eastern nominee for the most outstanding player of the year, and he's most likely going to win. But before we get to that, he's got a pretty big game coming up tomorrow against the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Now, it isn't all just sun and roses for Ottawa, because they're going to be playing a very tough, very determined Hamilton team. Don't let the fact that we've beat Hamilton 2 weeks in a row fool you. This is a team that's gone to the Grey Cup the last 2 years as the Eastern representative. Yes, they've lost the last 2 times, but don't you think they want to get back a 3rd time? And with all due respect to the Calgary Stampeders, if it wasn't for 1 penalty, who knows? Hamilton very well could have been the Grey Cup champions. But could-haves and should-haves and all of those things. But last week it was interesting. Hamilton got the opportunity of playing in the Eastern Final by beating the Toronto Argonauts. And had you spoken to me last week, I would have told you. I was going 100% thinking that Toronto was going to win this game. I mean, after all, Ricky Ray was back. But what I didn't count on was the incompetence of the Toronto Argonaut defense. And I'm not trying to take shots at Toronto, even though they'd like to take shots at lots of other people through their Twitter. But I'll tell you, had it not been for a bonehead roughing the passer penalty that put Hamilton in field goal range to win the game, who knows what could have happened. So all of that to say is I am not taking the Hamilton Tiger Cats lightly. This game really comes down to a couple of things. First of all, Brandon Banks, that speedy returner for the Hamilton Tiger Cats, Ottawa has got to be able to keep him in check. That's number 1. Number 2, they need to make things difficult on the Hamilton offense and get to their quarterback. Now let's go back and talk about the Redblacks for a second, shall we? Okay, we're going to get to the offense in a second, but let's talk about the defense. The defense, their nickname should be government because all they do is bail out the offense. So many times that the offense wasn't performing as well as we would have liked to have seen them, and we'd see the visiting team or the opposing team come and try to score, and boom, bailout, interception in the end zone, interception deep in the red zone. Ottawa's defense, I don't necessarily know if they get all the recognition they deserve, but I think they're probably one of the best, if not the best defenses in the CFL. They're just fantastic. Okay, let's talk about the offense for a second. Henry Burris, remember we were talking about him a second, leading passer in the CFL? Well, when you're the leading passer in the CFL, one of the great things that you've got is not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 out of your 5 receivers have all caught for over 1,000 yards. So pick your poison, Hamilton defense. You want to double team Williams? That's fine. Price will be open. Or maybe you got Sinopoli. It doesn't matter because we are coming to look at completely blanketing the field. Because if you're going to try to double team one person, then you've just left another potential 1,000-yard receiver wide open. Prediction time. Who do I think is going to win? Well, obviously I'm going to be going with Ottawa. I think that if Ottawa plays a smart game, if they play a game where they're not taking senseless, silly penalties, they've got an amazing shot of winning this game. I don't think it's a far-gone conclusion that Ottawa wins. I think they need to play the game, and the worst thing they could possibly be doing is looking past Hamilton to that big game that comes a week after. So I don't even want to talk about that game. I just want to focus on tomorrow and wish the Redblacks the best of luck. I will be there with 25,000 screaming fans. A few of them will be Hamilton fans, which I'm totally cool with. You love the league, you're welcome in this stadium. And I'll tell you, it's going to be one amazing game. And if you happen to be watching it on TSN with the best coverage team in the country, from the panel right through to the broadcast team, you're going to have a great time. This is one of my favorite times of year. We're on the road to the Grey Cup. Redblacks, win or lose, congratulations on all that you've accomplished, but something tells me this won't be your last game. CFL_fan on Twitter, Facebook.com/WittyWhittier, WittyWhittier.com. Get in touch with me, follow me, let me know what you think about this upcoming game, and I'll tell you, I'm very excited. Thanks so much for checking this out, and that's my view from the 40.